spot for our diggers, and most of us understand that they look for peace and dignity in their later years. This veteran and his wife thought they'd found their special place, but now the council is trying to throw them out because they want to build a toilet.
This is our home and we're going to fight for it.
He's a fighter from way back. Way back to the dark days of war.
You can go down fighting. You can go down fighting.
And you will.
That doesn't bother me. If you've got right on your side, you can't go wrong.
Unless, of course, you're up against the Waratah Wynyard Council, which refuses to give Richard and Joan Bridge that basic human right to have a loo.
Can I ask you, where do you go to the toilet, you and your wife?
I go bush. My wife goes Portaloo.
So even at your age, you're 81 and Joan's 79, you don't have the basic human amenity.
That's correct.
I'm appalled, Martin, absolutely appalled that a person who served his country and the Commonwealth, for that matter, in 2 wars can be treated in this manner. It's a disgrace.
That Richard and Joan are looless doesn't concern the council. Now it wants the couple evicted from their cottage.
Is this the way that we treat our war heroes, our soldiers? It's pathetic.
4 years ago, the British and Australian war veteran and his wife fell in love with the cottage.
Yes, I thought it was a place where I could be at peace and spend the rest of my years quietly and just doing what I want to do.
Which is what?
Living a quiet life before I die.
The Tasmanian Council says the cottage was built without a planning permit 18 years ago. But since then, 4 different owners have lived here with the blessing of the bureaucrats.
Why did the issue come to a head?
Because we applied to put in a toilet.
Why was that an issue?
Because they said that the house wasn't legally here.
I don't get that.
Neither do we.
There is no better illustration of the incompetence of this council than these, the rates. On the one hand, the council said this property didn't exist. On the other hand, every year the owners get their rates. Last year, $720.
He's honest. He's too honest, actually. He's too honest, and that's his issue.
Frank Brown from the Tasmanian Vietnam Peacekeepers Association says Richard and Joan did the proper checks before buying the home, even talking to the council.
They absolutely made the normal inquiries that a normal person would make regarding this house. They admit that they were told by the real estate agent that there were issues, and they went to sort those issues out and were told that the status quo would remain.
Which means?
That we would never be evicted.
You were satisfied then going to the council before you bought the property?
Correct. That is what I'm talking about when I say trust in authority.
We grew 28 pumpkins. Enormous things.
The former Chief Petty Officer is big on trust and respect for authority. He's old school. Integrity and honesty are everything.
That's correct.
The couple's plan was to buy the house, then apply for a permit for the toilet.
It's bullying and intimidation.
And Kim Taylor is a neighbour, a very angry one.
Mr. and Mrs. Bridge?
The solution is for council to let them live in peace, live out the rest of their years here, give them their approval to make the home more livable and have a toilet in it.
We asked to interview the Mayor, Kevin Highland, but he refused.
What do you think of what the council's doing?
Well, I think they need throttling.
The council needs throttling?
Yeah, I think it is disgusting.
How's this for a weird bureaucratic irony? This is Richard's shed, and inside Richard's shed, if he so desires, he can have a toilet and a shower, because that would make it officially a workshop. But a couple of 100 metres away inside his house, he can have neither.
Let them get on with their toilet and let them get on with their lives.
They want us to take everything out, like the stove, the microwave, the fridge, the beds, everything that makes it a home.
Everything gone?
Yeah.
And why?
Well, so we can't live here, make it uncomfortable for us.
Unfair?
Very unfair.
Hard-hearted?
Yes.
The council won't talk, but this councillor, Colleen Dibley, will.
I'm being sympathetic because of their age, because I feel council could have done some negotiating, been more reasonable.
Where will you go?
I will stay here.
You won't leave?
I will not leave. My wife, because she needs comfort and things like that, there are other people who are willing to take her in. I will stay here and fight. Anybody who knows me and knows the old days would call me a coward if I didn't.
Now, the council can't have it both ways. If they are happy to charge rates on the home, they should issue a permit. And the Association of Vietnam Peacekeepers Worldwide is raising money for Richard and Joan to fight the council's decision. Well, sometimes babies are